Hey everyone, I'm Rave Bay Melissa.
And I'm Fluffy.
And this is Dead Sober Podcast.
And I'm not even high. And that was the least of my worries.
You're fighting left and right. You're fighting for your life too. Over
Fighting for my life over here. I was doing good. I was finally feeling back to normal, like normal enough as you chug an energy drink.
I'm not back to normal at all.
I feel like it was delayed. I feel like it was a delayed dopamine hangover, sober hangover.
I don't even think it was dope. I was just so fucking tired. Like, I'm just so tired and also not tired at the same time.
Yeah, like I can't sleep when I need to. Like,
No.
I'm like, gotta stay up, gotta be ready. And then, yeah, just.
Then I sleep till like 2 or 4 and I'm like, I can't be doing this.
I can't keep doing this. It was so nice, though. I really did enjoy going to bed at 6 in the morning and waking up at 2 in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. That was ideal.
That was ideal. Like that. But not now with a 9-to-5 corporate life. If I didn't have that, it'd be fine. But
this is our EDC episode. We're coming live from the hotel room. I mean, shuttle, festival. Okay, clearly that didn't happen. But
no.
We're here. We're on our shit. We did this. We're actually doing it from the hotel room. Oh my God, we're so on point. It's a Friday. Is it not the same thing?
No. I don't even know what happened. I just know we were both like in agreement that it was absolutely not happening. I don't know why. I don't know if were we tired? Was it tired?
It was day one. So I think we were like panicked that we weren't going to have enough time. And like day one's so much faster because of the opening ceremony. And so we're like, well, if you want a podcast, we can. I'm like, I don't have my hair done. My makeup's not done. My shit is all over the place. I'm just thinking like, I'm not going to be able to pull this off. Do all of these things and talk at the same time. She's like, uh-huh. Yeah. So yeah, today a thing's happening. Like that would have been the whole podcast.
Or it would have just been like me walking around the room aimlessly.
Like, it's okay. Opening ceremony, we wouldn't have a lot of time because we definitely didn't last year. And then all of a sudden, it's like 1:30. We're done.
Literally, I was done getting ready at 2. And I'm like, well, what do I guess I can put my socks on for 20 minutes. Like, what am I supposed to do with all of this time?
Socks is a job, though, okay? So it does
yes.
You have to leave enough time. Okay, so the structure of this episode is going to be a little different, if it works. So we're going to go over, we had some tips. We had 4 tips. And then we have our small pleasures list, which is a much longer list. Then we'll go into justice for circuit grounds, EDM news, EDC, and then songs and chat. I gotta keep moving.
It's like us walking through the crowd. Just, do you know how many trains we jumped on in general? Like besides us making our own train, I also jumped on multiple trains just to try to get us through the crowd.
Yeah, we did. A couple of people ended up jumping on our backs, going, "I'm gonna jump on if that's okay." And they're from down here because they were much smaller than
They
us.
popped up like daisies, literally.
I understand how terrifying that is now. I know I've done it to people, and then at EDC, I'm like one of the taller people there, which is very exciting for me, but it is scary when the shorter people with dark hair just explode out of nowhere.
God damn! Where'd you come from?
Careful, don't step on them. And they're fast, too. And
they're so fast. I don't know how they move so fast.
I didn't believe you the first couple times.
I know you didn't. It's just like when you're in my blind spot. You like don't get it until you get it, and then you see it for what it is, and it's terrifying.
One of our tips for EDC is the opening ceremony. It's a lot hotter. It's earlier in the day. So we figured out that if you go to Bionic Jungle, not only is there shade, but there's good music.
I'm just laughing because I just keep thinking of day one as the nightmare hellscape.
No.
It was the worst fucking day. That was also great, but also horrible.
And we never figured out what I was going in your bag for last year.
No, I have no idea.
Can't think of anything that we needed every hour.
No. And it wasn't like you were handing it to me when we were like going to do something with it.
Never been to Bionic Jungle, so that was cool to get to go to that
was
stage.
Fun.
And they had a ton of room while we were there. I guess during Horse Girl, it just packed, and they're like, "Give her a bigger stage. This is ridiculous."
Kind of like levity at base pod.
Yeah, that was pretty bad too. So
At least for levity, the base pod was just poorly designed because there's only one entry and one exit, and it's opposite ends of VIP from circuit grounds, which is where people are going to go back and forth from, like, the most probably. So it was just like you have to walk through the GA of circuit grounds, which was fine, but then you had to walk through the GA of base pod, and then you had to get through Ubuntu, which was like right in the middle of it. And then I literally put in the feedback review, I was like, for the love of God, stop shoving things in the back. Like, there can't be another thing shoved back there. Like, it needs space. Please stop putting shit in the back, especially in the corner.
it's like they're hiding it under their bed. Like, I don't know, just scuff Ubuntu underneath there. And I remember that the ADA lifted platform in the GA for BasePod last year. I remember that.
I remember that was a
What is
fucking
on-
nightmare also.
What's
It was
on
the
the
same
other side
spot.
of
The
it?
same spot as last year because it was Circuit Grounds was that much closer.
We need a bridge. We need a bridge from VIP BasePod to VIP Circuit Grounds. Just a little overpass. That
Or
would
just
be
make
ideal.
them next, like shared. Just share the
Ooh.
space.
Like Quantum and Neon.
Yes.
You just share the VIP.
put them next to each other, and then we never have to leave. You can leave the same entryway as like VIP is normally. Get some fucking space. I basically in the feedback was like, for the love of God, stop putting obstacles in the way. We need open air. Whatever you did at Circuit Grounds this year compared to last year is what you need to do for all of the stages. Don't put a trash can in the middle of the way. Move ADA also. I don't know what they think they're seeing there. They also can't get to that stage or that area because it's
not high
fucking
enough.
crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's not high enough. It's packed. I'm like, what are we do? Give them a bridge or something. I don't know. Like, give them something.
More bridges.
More
We need
bridges.
More bridges.
Or like back alleyways or more speakeasies that open into a back, row or whatever. I don't fucking anything else.
Okay, how did we get here?
I don't know. I never know how we get
speaking
here.
Okay, so here's some tips we learned. One, I can't like do it in a normal voice. How do you do this?
I can do it. Let me just focus my face. What are the tips? Go to.
Okay.
I don't even know what the
opening
tips are.
I know. Where are the notes? Big internet. Opening ceremony. You can get shade at Bionic Jungle. It's got good house music, and then you can go to the bathrooms right there and use that as entry instead of the crowded entry point.
At
Say
Cosmic
that
Meadow.
like a normal person.
You want me to repeat that like a normal person? All right, so fourth
by
time.
the way, dead sober. just in case.
I'm very excited to get to the small pleasures list, primarily because of what I added today, because I was just reminiscing in happiness. Don't look, it's going to ruin it. Don't look. The two tips we have right now for EDC Las Vegas. One is regarding opening ceremony. Definitely go to opening ceremony.
He said to make faces.
I didn't mean that. Last year when we went, we stayed pretty much at Cosmic Meadow, and then we stood at the gates trying to get through. This year, we went to Bionic Jungle, which had shade, which was very nice. And then the other tip with that is to enter into the festival by the bathrooms. They have a VIP entry and then a GA entry on the left side of Bionic Jungle. Way less people, way less crowded. We were able to get to the merch tent without running. I took a video of people running because it was hilarious. And those are our two tips for opening ceremony.
The next tip that we found was from BasePod, and it's about interacting with the artists. You're the one that saw this. Do you remember what it is?
Is it throwing the bra to Sullivan King? So I'm going to set the stage for you. So BasePod is VIPs on the right side, GAs on the left side. There's this huge tower in the way of VIP, and there's this aisle between GA and VIP. GA actually gets an actual barrier. VIP got, I don't even want to call it a rail because we fucking destroyed it. Like, it was gone by the time we even got there. But somebody tried to throw their bra at Sullivan King, who is 1,000+ feet in the air. Nowhere close. They just chucked it and it landed in the front of the crowd, and I was just like, did you really think that was going to get up there? Like, no shot. They don't even come down. Like, they are up there permanently. Like, they are not even close to seeing anything. So when I saw that, I was like, this is really happening. I mean, props. Take off your bra. Do whatever you want. However, it's not getting 1,000 feet in the air, no matter what you do.
Like, I wish I believed in anything as much as that person believed their bra was going to make it up to the base. Like, it's 3 flights of stairs. There's no way. I can't believe you even saw that.
I just saw it so clearly because of how tall I am.
That's true.
Which was, the thing that I did most of the time was just lock direct eyes with DJs all night because I could see over everybody by over a foot.
Hey, we're the only people that can see each other right now.
I saw everything. They definitely saw me. We locked eyes multiple times because you can't see anyone else besides me.
But normally it'd be like a couple people like this, you have to fight left and right to be able to have view of the DJ. And then there's that one 6'7" guy. And then we were looking around, we're like, nobody was even 5'10".
No.
This whole club.
No. I was the tallest by a long shot. And yet 2 men just slightly taller than me found me that looked exactly the same almost.
I think they're twins.
Spun me around, had the same moves. I want to know if they were friends. Like, how do you have the same? You spin me around, like, hold me so I can't dance. I say, I want to dance, kiss me on the cheek, and then you're off into the distance. And then all of a sudden, they pop up like daisies again. I'm like, why does this keep happening to me? I'm not doing anything but standing here. Is it because I'm tall? Is it because you can actually see me up here?
They thought you were the only person at the club. They're like, there is no one here. I just see floor. Because everyone else is the same height, wearing black. And then I got stepped on a million times.
Oh my God.
Because the top of my hair is dark, my shirt was dark, my pants are dark, my boots all the way up to my knees were dark. I'm like, this explains a lot of things. So next year I've got some rules of wearing brighter colors, especially in dark spaces, because I keep getting stepped on. But to be fair, everybody else was about that size too.
It was just alarming how short they were. I mean, it's not alarming, but like everyone was wearing heels also. So I'm just like, you got to be real short. Like, power to you. I don't know how you see shit from down there. There is no shot. Like,
and that's kind of a problem too, because the people who really can't, like not one of the tall people of this world, but I am a king at EDC. And I just like am a giant, and then I can't see half the things that you can see.
No.
But still, then the people smaller than me, they turn around. And then they have their back to me because they can't see crap anyway. So they don't stand facing the DJs or the artists. They'll turn around, and then they lose track of their body movement, and they're bumping forward and back into me. I'm like, I'm going to smush these little tiny people to hook and step on me one more time. Oh, I was getting so annoyed.
You were so mad. You were so mad.
And then they did some sniffy illegal things. I'm like, what is, because no one can see you. You're just so short.
Wait, they were doing drogas?
Mm-hmm.
Did I not see this? How did I see a bra get thrown into the air, but I didn't see any drogas?
This was at Loud Luxury. They were the tiny
I didn't see anything.
Because
I just thought they were screaming Taylor Swift. I just thought they were screaming Taylor Swift. And they were little spooning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The tallest one was still like 5'4", like 5'5", a little bit taller than me, the guy was. And because I turned around and we were like almost at eyes. I was like, oh, you're busy. So they kept running into me. So I like looked back. I'm like, oh, carry on.
Now we know you can't wear dark things ever.
No,
you're too little.
And I do have one more tip for the festival. It has to do with like makeup and all that stuff, but I don't know how to fix it. So if anybody else does, but my Face ID stopped working. At some point, I did so much of my
early.
makeup.
It was so early in the day. And you're like, I even tried to set it up that I'm wearing a mask, and it still doesn't. It nothing.
When it was, because you have to, so I'm like, oh, I'll set up an alternative appearance because the jewels and the gems might be throwing it off. So Lola, let me go set up an alternate appearance. It's like, you have to unlock this with your face first to set up another face. Like, but it's my face. And I could not all day. The first day, I had to put my code in like until later in the night because it could not recognize me at all. And then I put my sunglasses on and it worked. But that wasn't enough to like set up the alternative appearance. So, hot tip, unlock your Face ID. Don't let it time out. Do your makeup for an hour. Don't let it time out. And then set up an alternative appearance. So I don't know how to fix that, but it's a problem.
It was just a problem for you, which means it can't be the face gems because that's all I wear is face gems and glitter. I think maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's probably like too bright. Too bright. She wears black. I don't know what this is.
Liar! Who is this? Yeah, it opened in the dark at Loud Luxury. It's like, oh, that tracks. We know who this is.
We know who that is. That makes perfect sense to us. Too bright? No. I don't get it.
Oh, gosh. All right, let's move on to our small pleasures list.
Yes.
So the first small pleasure, just little things at EDC that just give you a little extra bit of life. And the first one is actually the second water fill up. Because your first one you do on the shuttle, it's hot, it's the hottest day. And then if you don't blow your water back through your hose, it starts to cook and you're like, oh, gross. So then when you go to do that second water fill up, which is stressful to try to close, but once you do, the payoff is just so nice.
It's so nice. It's so refreshing, especially that first day, which is a hellscape.
The next one is totems that jiggle, which I only saw like one, maybe. Oh, the people at Bionic Jungle, those were cool, but not as many jiggly totems. So I would like to see more of that next year.
I just want the shark to come back. I just want it to come back. And the guy
he's just staring up at
so
it
happy.
the whole time.
Hours.
And then we were watching him watch it. Like it was like the best entertainment you could ask for.
Impeccable.
The third thing are suckers, specifically suckers given to you or lollipops given to you from a stranger. I'm going to leave off the second half, which is after they step on you and run into you over again. You're like, I will get back at you. I don't think I can plur any longer. And they're like, would you like a sucker? Yeah.
It was delicious sucker.
It was really good. Tootsie Pop, that's a nice surprise too when the sucker turns out to have something inside. And then it's not the gum one, which I do like better. But then what am I going to do with this crappy gum? So to have like the little snack. Just the simple things like a Tootsie Pop and then the Tootsie inside the Tootsie Pop. 10 out of 10. But more specifically, you have some added context here. Let me read this word for word. Suckers that got us through 3 more hours until we got a foot-long corn dog and curly fries. So the small pleasure is not the corn dog that was over 12 inches long.
Or the curly fries that required 2 plates.
2 plates balanced on top of each other, overlapping very slightly. She goes, it's hot. It's heavy. I'm like, okay, thank you. I'll try my best.
There was cheese on it too. It wasn't just fries.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was so good.
That
But
was
also
better
that was not the pleasant little surprise at all. No, it was the suckers that saved me from hangry.
I was way more excited about the Tootsie inside the Tootsie Pop than the foot-long corn dog.
Well, I don't know, and I might be completely making this up, but I feel like when he gave it to us, you were like, stranger danger, this might be drugs or something. Like, you didn't eat it right away.
I didn't recognize what it was. It looked weird.
And then
The
me
color on the
immediately was
outside.
like, ooh. I was like,
Straight to
well, I'm glad at least one of us isn't going to do it.
This is the guy that's been hitting me with his backpack. He's standing 3 feet away from his girlfriend. And then he'd go up and hug her and do a cute little dance. And then for some reason gave her a lot of space. He just kept backing up. And every time I'd back up, he was like, more space. And then just kept fucking ramming me with his full backpack, his full Hydra pack. And he had big shoes on too, like trying to move over to the right. And he didn't care if I bumped into him. He was having a great time. And then finally we were next to each other enough. And he just popped up, like, again, like popping up like daisies. Do you guys want some suckers? Okay.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Rip it off, take it to the face. And I'm just like dancing with it. Like, I don't know what this is yet. I got to look at, okay. Oh, is it? Oh, well, she already ate it. So, all right, we'll go down together. Hope this isn't
I just
poison.
love the exact same time as you're like getting nailed with a hydro pack and like having the worst time. I'm having the best time at the same stage because of another guy who was so nice. We were headbanging together and people would be walking by and he'd like put his arm to like make sure that no one hit me. He kept doing, that's who you gave the turtle to. He kept like making sure that I wouldn't get hit and we'd headbang together. And then he'd make sure that like no one would hit me. I was just like, thank you so much. This is so nice.
You're
And
just
then there's you
crying,
getting
like,
nailed with a bag the whole time. And he's just like, don't step on her. Princess treatment. Don't get too close. She's having too much fun. Impeccable.
well deserved turtle for sure. And I think I put I put one of our charms on him too. But that I did notice that if you were headbanging or dancing into it, people like are so nice that they respect your space and would kind of back up, or maybe they're just afraid and don't want to get hit. I was like trying to think the like nice version of it that they're like, oh my God, they're having fun. Let's leave them space. Versus me, I'm like, oh my God, they keep hitting me. Leave me alone. I won't move at all. I couldn't. What am I going to give him? 8 feet? I can't. He literally had to take 5 steps to go hug and dance with his girlfriend. And then his friend was miles away. But he had Tootsie Pops. We became friends. I gave him a keychain in the
Oh,
end.
I forgot about that.
I don't think he knew what it was.
He's like,
'Cause
oh, thank you.
Oh, and he's just holding it like, oh, thanks. And then I think he showed his wife and she showed him the clip. And then he put it on his backpack and he goes, huh? And he like points to it, like on it, like shows me. I was like, oh, yay. So
So
good.
cute.
And I'm just like dancing with my sucker because I still don't trust it.
I'm fully like I'm chewing on it at this point.
You gonna eat that? Because
I literally was like, if she's not gonna fucking eat it, I'm gonna eat it. Like, it was a
touch that.
delicious sucker. It was apple. It was a green apple. It was so good.
All right, the next small pleasure is finding a speakeasy. I really thought we were just going to a booth, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. Like, this poor vendor, what, they just have to, it wasn't even a vendor. I'm like, this worker just has to stand here and, like, act and pretend that this is cool. Like, they weren't in, like, a flower costume or juggling. I'm like, oh, no, this is so sad. Okay, let's pretend it's really, like, interesting. And then I couldn't hear what they asked you at all. And then all of a sudden a door opens up. I'm like, what's going on? And we wonder
They're
why
popping
people
up like
think,
daisies.
oh my God, this keeps happening.
She said, do you recognize any of these things? And I was like, oh yeah, from the 90s. She's like, what do you see? She's trying to get me to answer. I'm like, oh, like a VHS tape. And she's like, yeah. And then opens, I was like, oh, this was the whole, got it. Okay.
And I'm just
Nailed
looking
it.
around. I'm looking around going, oh, this is nice. Oh, that's kind of cool. You see that over there? I didn't know we were naming things. I'm just like, oh, that's okay. So, okay, when like a kid gives you a drawing and you don't know what it is, you're just like, I like the way you use the color yellow. Because you don't want to be like, oh, nice giraffe. And they're like, that's you, mommy. And you're like, shit. So I'm like, oh, what a nice, oh, do you see the, I don't know, the Game Boy over here? Like, oh, that's nice. What a nice little booth you have to stand in all day. And then a door opens, like, okay.
The best part was she was like, don't get too excited. There's not that much exciting stuff in here. And I was like, no, we're settled. Like, we're in it now. We must stand here in case no one else comes to see you.
I felt bad. Okay, we'll give you business. We'll try to make it look fun.
Surprise, whole other back area.
Okay, the next one is the Hello Kitty guy on our walk to Kinetic Field, which at first when he came up to us, because that was the day it was winds 50 something degrees, so
You're
I had
freezing.
a giant Hello Kitty hood on, which is usually tight, kind of like this, but I had horns of my fake hair, so I had no idea I had this giant bulb Hello Kitty, because people kept going, hey, Hello Kitty, right? And I'm like, oh, I can't believe they can tell, because usually
We could tell.
lace so
We could tell.
no one can tell.
Everyone knows. Everyone could very clearly see what the hell it was.
I was like, oh my God, how'd you know? I finally saw a picture of myself. I'm like, oh my God. It was like feet large. It was ridiculous.
I bet no one stepped on you, though, when you were wearing that.
It was white and no one stepped on me. I got some looks. I'm like, okay, whatever, be cold. I don't care. So, but then this guy stops by and he goes, Hello Kitty. And I'm like, hello. And then he pointed he was very, very tall. He had a little Hello Kitty thing on his head. I'm like, oh my God. And I was going to keep walking. It's like, we're going somewhere. What am I going to stop? What am I going to stop on my plan? And then he was like, I think he did ask us our names. And then he had me promise to protect a baby. And he had like a whole pledge that I had to go through. And then he gave me this little ducky.
Can you put your little hand behind it? Because the ducky blends in with the hat. There you go. He's so cute. Oh, he has little lips. I thought it was going to be something Hello Kitty themed when he stopped you and talked about Hello Kitty.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I was not sure I was ready for the responsibility. And then I had to like worry about him the whole time because I promised I would take care of him. And I had him in my front pocket where my fan goes, but where the chapstick was. But we were going in there. I'm like, Violet, is this duck?
Well, and it was your first gift because we were talking about how I kept getting all the fucking gifts and I don't want the trinkets. You want the trinkets. I want the candy. And we kept not getting that.
Oh, which leads into all of the people who thought Fluffy was on something at Base Pod and kept giving me gifts. The one guy was like, hey, do you want my nose thing? I'm like, no, I don't want the stupid nose thing that's in your nose. I have my own. Why are you handing me your nose gross thing? I was like, ew, sir.
I need to set the stage of what's happening because no one understands why.
No, I didn't either.
I knew what was going on the whole time. So the scene, it's fucking 50 degrees. I'm in a jacket. I am sweating balls. I am so hot. I'm also in the pocket of tall boys because that's what I do. I find the people so that I get clustered in. And she was cold and standing to my left, surrounded by short people because then she can see the stage, even though it was 1,000 feet in the air. But so she is wearing next to nothing. What did you wear this? Oh, bikini.
Swimsuits.
You basically wore a bikini. And so you put the pashmina on first, I think, and then you put your Hello Kitty hat on top of that, and then you tied it. And so then you're just, and you don't really dance in general, like you don't like headbang. So you're just vibing, and then you put the goggles on. The goggles is what sent people over the edge, I think. I'm not sure. You put the goggles on. The sheer volume of people that asked me what you were on, it got to the point where I started making it up. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what she's on. You were acting crazy. You were saying stuff that was like completely normal to anybody else if you didn't look the way that you looked. But in doing so, I got so many gifts that I did not want because they thought you needed it. Because God forbid I gave a dumpling to somebody who was peeking on the ground. And they're like, I can keep it? I'm like, well, of course you can keep it. Yes, it's a toy. It's a gift. And then after that, the floodgates fucking opened. And they were like, oh, are you taking care of her? Do you have children today? And I'm like, yeah, I have children. I just started going into it. I'm like, yeah, I have children. I have to take care of her today. Oh, what'd she take? Well, it's normally weed, but like, I don't know. She took something else today. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay. Does she want a boom boom stick? Because at this point, the goggles were on. And you looked... Not only were you a foot wide, but you also were like bundled and like not really moving, just standing there. And so I was like, you can ask her. And it was brand new. I don't think that's what it was he had opened it and was like, does she want this?
That's so nice.
It was very nice. Everyone was very nice. You had no idea what was going on I knew what was happening the whole time.
And all you tall people found each other having a great time in your little heat pocket. Meanwhile, me in the short rotation, they kept subbing out and we were next to the crappy fake rail and they kept moving around or they were having a rough time and would sit down. You're already short and now you're sitting. I'm in trouble. So I was definitely...
I'm wearing nothing and I am in trouble.
I'm in danger. Yeah, wearing inner tubes and a swimsuit and literal goggles, and then they're having. I was amongst, I guess, the right people that were like struggling. So they were sitting down. They would get like a light show from their friend, or their friend would forget that they were there, and like because it's bass music, so you can shake your booty to it, and they'd knock their friend over with their butt, and then try to like apologize and pick her phone up and give her little things to play with. But they'd sit on the ground, so I'm freezing, like actually cold. My hands went super cold.
You were so cold.
And I was holding my phone in one hand and I could only keep one hand warm at a time. And yeah, so I had to pass all the way around me, and I did not know I had a 2 foot bubble of Hello Kitty, and people kept checking on me. And then when I would answer back, I think it scared them because they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, Hello Kitty, are you Hello Kitty?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh, you can tell. That's cool." And they're like,
What do you mean? Of course I can tell. Isn't that the whole point of this?
and they would just turn around and like, "Okay." I'm like,
No, then they come
"Who are
talk to
you?"
me and be like, "Is she okay? Does she need anything?" At that point, I'm like, just give me the toys, so I'll give her the toys. Like
Let me vet this.
I don't want the toys. Can't reiterate this enough. Give them to her. I don't know.
But yeah, I didn't have my hands out. There was like, I was trying
No.
to just stay warm. And you're like, "Do you want my jacket? I'm sweating." I'm like, "No." That doesn't make any sense. Why would I want to be warm right now? I would just suffer.
Well, and at one point, I was
You
like,
got your fan out. I'm like, "I will kill you."
I literally was like, I made a joke and you didn't get it because you weren't hot. Like, I was literally like, either my bag has popped open and I'm leaking, or I'm sweating so bad back there. And you're like, should I put my hand back there? I was like, no, don't put your hand back there. That's disgusting. And you're like, but is it leaking? I'm like, I'm hot. I'm saying that I'm hot. And that is at that point that I realized you were not also hot and you were dying on the inside.
Because I'm like, it's filtered water. I mean,
That would feel great if it was on me. However, it was not the water. I was
like,
sweating
oh.
ass.
I thought like maybe your bag broke or it was leaking, and I'm like, oh, that would be terrible to be wet and cold.
That's a dream. I was so hot.
My dream.
I was so hot. I was wearing nothing and still so hot.
But I think I probably made people feel better about themselves.
1000%. For whatever reason,
I'm
you
not
like
that bad.
attracted all of the people who were peeking. Like at one point, there's just like a row of you guys. Not that you were peeking, but
Right,
like
but my people
if you
apparently.
were, your people were all there, all peeking at the same time. And then when that guy like kneed the other one in the head, I was just like, oh my god, this poor little man. He's like, I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. It was
He
so
did
bad.
such a good job.
He did such a good job.
Protecting from the front is so hard.
Yep.
And then he just like casually turns to like talk to you or look behind him. And he just full on kneed the guy in the head. Like his head bounced.
Felt
And then
so
of course his
bad.
friend didn't move. He was just like staying in one spot. Like, you had one job. And then he didn't say anything back. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no. He had a dumpling. They were dancing with the dumpling. It was very good.
Oh, good. Because I loved that dumpling. And I was sad that he got it.
You got a pink one. Didn't I give you the
Did.
pig?
Yeah, I got the pig.
Don't look so sad. You can't have all of the trinkets that I bring. My trinkets are not for you.
I get one per day.
You
I
do
have
get
an
one per day.
allotment.
And people wondered why they thought you were high.
And then speaking of struggling, so your struggle fest happened at Cosmic Meadow VIP. Found a good spot. We actually got to go it was on our way to the rail. We weren't there yet. I liked that. I liked the VIP area. It was kind of nice. Even though you couldn't see the dimensions of the stage had this
We're
ridge.
stupid. So stupid. You couldn't
You
see
needed-
anything. And I'm tall and I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, that was weird. But at least the area, we had enough space. The floor was grooved. In case you drop 100 things.
It was so bad. I still don't understand how this happens. So
makes me laugh
I
every time.
tie candy, right? Normal, I just tie them. So when you pull on one end, nothing's going to happen. It shouldn't. However, that was proven wrong multiple times. So it happened 3 times in a matter of 5 minutes. I think I went to go do it with somebody. The first one broke. I gave them the second one. Then I was like, can you check these? You pull one string, the whole thing just collapses. We start dying of laughter. I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's not working. Everything's fucking broken. So then some random man comes up and he's just like, I don't know what happened, but hopefully this helps. You guys look fabulous. It's just like, we're just failing. Do you want candy? I can't trade it with you. I can hand it to you at best. I don't know what's happening. But then we checked in the room and it happened again. It would have happened again if I wasn't holding on to it. I don't get it. I don't know.
I think 2 more in the room
Yeah.
were found. One broke in the room.
Yeah, one because I did the same thing. I pulled, and then the 50th time, I was like, "All right, Melissa, let's use your brain. hold the fucking ends and have her pull just to see.
Yeah, so you'd hold like the top two and then I'd pull like the bottom strings. But the one, it was just like this little string and I just did this. I just boop and it unraveled. I don't even know how to tie a knot like that. I don't know how to tie a knot with two strings that you can pull on one and it'll come undone. That it must be for a specific like emergency purpose. But not for bracelets, not for candy. It happened earlier in the day. So we're like, oh, okay, that's a fluke. Maybe that's a bracelet from last year. Oh, crazy.
No.
You literally got so used to it happening that I saw you locked with somebody. The first one broke. You grabbed another one. I swear you went for a third, but maybe I was just like too busy laughing.
I did. I went for it. I literally was just like, by the end of it, they'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, I don't care. I tried to give it to the security guy when we walked in. That was the first one. And it broke. And he's like, I don't want to ruin our friendship. And I'm like, don't worry, I have more. And then I was like, gingerly trying to put it on him. Just fail after fail after fail after fail. And then it got so bad that, like, I had stuffed, like, little toys dangling. Those all broke. So then there was toys and beads all over the ground. Like, you could find me anywhere. Just follow the trail of candy beads.
Which great idea. If you get lost, just sprinkle your candy beads along the way, and then you'll be able to find your way back to your spot. The people behind us after, I think the last one. When
the one that you pulled one is just...
And it just magically exploded. The people behind us just like, because luckily the grooves were deep enough that the beads got under, so it wasn't like you were going to slip and fall. Mm-mm. And they just kind of were like looking around like, what? And then they look up like, someone throwing beads? Because there's just too many for it to be a normal situation. So they were confused. And then I think that when we got stuck together, and then we just died.
Oh my God.
I was already laughing at you. I was laughing at you from pulling the 3 bracelets, and the poor girl was like, I'm so sorry. Because you go from being so happy, you're excited, you're trading, and then she's like,
I don't want to move too fast.
Like, it's okay, I got this. You just go into like pro mode. You're like, nope, don't worry, I got another one. Oh, second one.
I have so many. I have this whole collar behind me. If we need to get there, we will.
Just pick your own at this point.
I don't fucking know.
Then I think we were recording and we got stuck together because of the crown candy.
Fucking crown candy. That's the first thing I got rid of the next day. I was like, I'm not doing this again.
So we just laughed, and the guy like came over, was like, I don't know what's happening, but you guys look amazing. I'm like, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We did.
We did. Well, we did until we looked down, and then all of our mesh was broken.
I couldn't get out of that damn crowd alive.
Oh my God, that bag was so... I felt so bad for him more than anything. I literally was like, she's not trying to break into it. I promise. She's not. She's just stuck. She can't get out. I tried to rip it. It's not working. I swear we're not trying to get anything because we couldn't open the bag even if we wanted to. You're too tall. She can't reach up there. I know this. I have to squat now. And it took like... we had flashlights were out. I got stuck on that one girl. We had 3 flashlights out trying to get stuck.
Not the 3 flashlights.
Me, her, you, like literally we're all like, how do we do this? Completely sober, by the way. All of this is completely sober.
All well hydrated also. We had snacks. We were good
we
to
were
go.
fed multiple times.
I was holding on to you, got stuck on him, and then that caused me to yank you backwards, and you go, what's going on? And then the guy just slowly turns around and goes, what you doing? Because I'm trying to get myself off before you come back. Because I like knocked you almost over.
I forgot about that. You yanked me backwards. I'm just
What's going on?
What is happening? Where'd she go?
Because I'm down on the ground.
Yes.
My like forearm is stuck, and I'm trying to untangle because I didn't want to break his zipper. Because you know those pull tabs, you can pull those out pretty easily. So I was trying not to get his pull tab broken. He's like, What
you doing back there?
I'm stuck. And then the one guy, luckily that I don't think he was with him, but another guy like to vet me, like had a flashlight going. I'm like, that's not helping. But he goes, just rip it. I'm like, I'm trying. panicked. Then I finally rip it, and my whole arm was wide open. I'm like, I don't care. We made it through half the day. I'm free. And then we finally, no, I didn't get out. I couldn't
No,
get
you
out of
still didn't get
VIP.
out. No.
I got caught on another person.
You did.
I just kept walking. Like, this time it'll just rip. I'm just going to keep walking. I'm going to walk out of here with nothing on. But and we finally get out of VIP after I got stuck twice. And then we got to the bleachers, and your crotch got stuck on the girl then. And that's when all the like, oh, I'm prepared now. I know what to do. Let me get out my flashlight. I know how to help for this. It was like her fanny pack or something. 'Cause she was, whatever the height difference was, it lined up perfectly.
Yes,
Like,
it was like my crotch, her fanny pack, where I'm just like, I can't even fucking see. I don't know what's happening down here. Honestly, though, the best part was getting home that day, and you're just like, you had worn a bikini, a mesh top, a stringy bottom, and metal things on top. You came home,
Oh, yeah.
metal is gone. That broke immediately. All of your mesh is torn open.
oh yeah, my metal broke at VIP Circuit Grounds too. I got caught twice, and I
Yes.
snapped my heart. I just had to hold it. I had like one string left, and I just chucked it in the garbage. I'm wearing that like
And then you get home and you're like, I'm just worried that like my top is gonna fall off. You immediately go to pull something off, it immediately flies off. You're just like, you know what?
That's what I thought happened when I felt the chain snap. I was like, this is it. This is the end. I knew I should have worn pasties today. I knew it. We're right at the front. The security guards are going to like get me the smiley face with the 3 eyeballs that's been dancing all night. This is it. It's over. And I looked down. I'm like, oh, thank God. The metal with a million loops and
Yes.
hooks all over it. Great. One less dangerous thing to wear. Let me get rid of this.
It was just a mess. Just struggling. You were practically naked walking out of there.
Like, what happened? This is oral grime. This isn't like a mosh pit. Calm down.
Thank God, because we probably wouldn't have made it. Your top would have definitely came off at that point. No shot.
It was not going to survive. Oh, at the end of the day when you finally get home.
Oh, the shoes and the socks. Oh my God. Just gloriousness. It hurts so bad. We need to get new shoes for next year. I already have several in the note that should work with wider toe boxes and ones that you can't use. Absolutely under no circumstance can you order those. I put that in the note as well. But they have to be lighter for you so that you can jump or like appear to be jumping. And then they just need to be bigger. I don't know how to do it. Just needs to be bigger all the way around. It needs to be like a giant circle, but not too big so that we don't get blisters, but like so much pain. It hurts so fucking bad.
I don't remember them being this tight. I wear the exact same socks. So
Yeah.
it's not like I wore thicker socks this year, but they felt a lot tighter. I don't know if the weather, it seemed more humid this year too.
Just day one,
Yeah, day 1 and then day 3 maybe more
sort
humid
of,
than
but
last
also
year,
not
but
really. Not as
yeah,
bad as day one.
Not bad, but like what is it doing something to the shoes? I don't understand. But that feeling of just taking them
Gloriousness.
off. I just throw the socks.
I literally had a sock pile by the end, just like sitting there on the couch. And like, I just need these off now.
And then the last one I think you added was reading Reddit on Monday night.
Yes, when we were in the hotel room after sleeping until 4 p.m., we read Reddits, which were spectacular. 10 out of 10. So many interesting things. You can learn so much on the Reddit pages.
All the things we missed that allegedly happened at other stages.
Yes. Felt way less bad about anything that we saw or didn't see.
Yeah, I didn't really see any, like, people obviously are going to, like, post the worst things, but I didn't really see anything crazy or out of line. The crowd surge
Way
thing,
less
obviously.
drugs this year. Way less drugs.
Yeah. Just people, like, throwing up, like, way too much drinking. People
Oh,
were,
I didn't
like,
see that at all.
like,
It's because
just
the
all in
trash
this-
cans are low?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see any. I literally couldn't name a single person who threw up.
Oh my gosh, because you're leading, and I'm just like passenger princess looking around, enjoying like looking out the window, and yeah, no, it was like I kept like ducking and hiding because they would just run right into a trash can, or be like
Oh.
a guy and a girl standing next to each other, and then one would just go head first into the bucket. And I'm like, it is early. Like not only is it day one, but
What stage was this?
it wasn't even midnight. It would be on like the way to stages, on the way to base pod,
Oh.
or like every time we were transit when we were moving.
Which is why I don't remember it because I black out when I
Yep.
am traveling,
Yeah.
literally,
And they're either
sober
like
or not.
laid up against the side, like slumped over. People were sleeping way too early in the day. And then yeah, the active vomiting was rough for like at the end of the night. After 3 o'clock, hey, I get it. But it was way too early. Like, terrifying.
I'm so
And then
glad I missed all of that.
first day, a lot of people sleeping on the ground,
I don't
like
remember that
next to the
either.
trash cans. The trash cans were overflowing again, and people were just leaning up against them, sleeping. And then you
It's
had to like,
disgusting.
yeah, somebody posted, speaking of Reddit, somebody was like, "Hey, somebody threw trash on me when I was sleeping. I was laying on the ground, and like, oh, it was so rude." Which, yes, but also I don't think they saw you.
No, no shot. I didn't see
They're
anybody, so clearly.
Oh my God. They surrounded the trash can. You kind of had to like lob it up there to there was no more room inside. It was playing how high can we pile the garbage?
Oh my God.
Kind of like when we used to play how many people can you fit on a couch? It was that but with garbage. And
Ew.
they were leaning up against it, which is like literally everywhere else is gross too, but this is where the trash lives.
Yeah, not
And
there.
I don't think they meant to throw it on them because you couldn't see people and it was gross. So that was first day. So speaking of circuit grounds, justice for circuit grounds. I have to issue a formal apology.
You do
for
have to
this
issue a
stage.
formal apology.
Formal apology to new circuit grounds. I will not judge you based on last year's circuit grounds, as I now know you change every year, and last year was a mistake. So
I hope.
this year, I hope they keep this one. They don't need to keep switching it up. If they want to fix something for the wind, sure. I didn't understand some of the long strips that they had with the lights on them. The platform with the performer that
Oh
had
my
to
God.
lock themselves in and then was doing the owl stuff the whole time.
But like in a Batman suit, it was a little confusing. I was just a little confused most of the time what was happening. And it's just one. I thought there were one on either side. There was not. It was just the one on our side.
For some reason. And yeah, that was all we could see. Then it would also, the stage would just go up even if the performer wasn't on them. So it kept rising and falling and like there's nothing. Are we supposed to see something happening? I don't get it. But I think at least the way that they did the design was better. And
Coffee
then
was nice.
vanilla cold brew coffee. I wrote that in the survey. I was like, please put this in more locations. I would get it multiple times a day. I said to the Bionic Jungle, like fancy coffee, put that in more places. I like, do you take my money? Give me ways to give you money. Like, we need more yummy coffee. And then the vendors at Circuit Grounds, I don't know, because it is really busy, but for some reason it just happened to be people that were all like really into it. So like the coffee lady was having a great time. Like the other vendors were kind of like shout out to you while you were walking. The speakeasy person walked us nicely through the door. That was just so nice. Yeah, and then the only last thing we had for Circuit Grounds is it just isn't great in the wind. We lost
No.
all of whose set was it?
Hugo.
Yeah, that was a bummer. Oh, I was
was
so
a bummer.
excited for the surprise.
I know, you were so excited. I was just like, she's never going to see this coming, that it's reggaeton DJ.
I'd be like, what? Oh,
He does
yeah.
it's very TikTok trendy, like the Selena, I think it's Selena, no. What's her name? Camila Cabello is in it. She sings it.
So that would have been cool. But then I feel bad too, because like, I'm assuming he doesn't get to play at all. You just miss out on your whole time slot. And
Yeah, the only bad thing about Circuit Grounds, really all of the stages was, I don't remember having such a problem seeing the DJs everywhere. Like, Base Pod was fine because they're 1,000 feet in the air, but every other stage, I couldn't see the DJ no matter what I did, because either the stage is higher than they are, or they're so low that you can't see anything. Like at Circuit Grounds, like we had to really look into the back pocket corner to even see them. And they were like facing the wrong way. Like they were facing a weird direction.
Yeah.
For Kinetic Field, there's that huge fucking box in the way. Couldn't see anything. Had to go all the way to the left. Cosmic Meadow, no shot. Saw absolutely nothing. I saw the top of his head a couple of times. Like, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was the weirdest. I don't remember that being a problem last year.
It was like little design mistakes, which there were some big graphic design mistakes, which I also left in the review.
Like the arrows that pointed in a circle.
Arrows that literally said, go this way. It just pointed to Kinetic Field instead of being an undo arrow, like a 90-degree angle. And then all the other signage was yellow on green text. Like for accessibility, fail. You cannot read that for contrast. So I wrote this whole thing. And then for like merch too, I was like, I know you can do this in Shopify. If you need to set it up, I got you. And I like specifically calling out the jersey that I want, and they could have made easier. Or
Sound was
really
also
close.
a problem this year, I thought, generally speaking. Everything wasn't as loud or as clear as it was in the past. Emo Night was a fucking disaster. I was so
Justice for Emo
irritated
Night.
because we were all so into it, but we couldn't hear anything.
Okay, so Emo Night is at the Beatbox art car, their area. It's literally looks like a stereo, and you figured out the speakers are inside where the speakers would be, which cute.
Cute.
Didn't work.
No.
And I don't think it was the DJ's fault. I wrote this too. Like I don't think it was their fault. It was supposed to be a sing along. Like that was the point. They would turn it down for us to sing and he would lead us into it. But it felt more like choir. Like we were the entertainment. I had to like take my earplugs out, one to hear it and two to hear myself so we could all like harmonize together. I'm like, I feel like we're working. Like I'm not enjoying this and screaming poorly off key. I feel like I have to do a pretty good job.
Well, yeah, because
all
we're just
recorders.
leading the whole thing. Like, and then he'd be like, okay, here's this remix. And we'd be like, I can't fucking hear the remix. I don't know what you're playing right now. I can't. The only part that was helpful was when he would start mouthing the words because you can't hear anything because of the bass. Like, I don't know. I still don't know what it was. I don't know if it feels like Quantum Valley was too fucking loud but every other stage was too quiet.
Yeah.
Like Cosmic Meadow wasn't loud enough either for the most part until we were on the rail. That's when it finally got loud enough. When we were out in the VIP area, nothing. It was like you were in a pocket of nothing. It was
I didn't need
weird.
my earplugs. Even at the rail,
No.
I didn't really need. There was a couple times I had to put them in, but I didn't really need them. And sometimes like, okay, maybe we just need to get it like a different angle. The back of bass pod, nothing.
No, you heard nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was that was the worst AV I think that I've experienced. Like, even that's why I was like, am I going deaf? Like, did I lose hearing? Because even at Loud Luxury, I was just like, can you fucking turn it up? Like, I
Something
can't
was wrong.
hear you. I don't know if it's a me problem. It doesn't feel like it's a me problem. But even that wasn't as loud. Like, I remember last year for Dom Dalla and John Summit, like, you could feel it in your fucking body. It was so loud. I heard that wasn't even like, that was like off the charts compared to every stage, every act, every single thing we saw was just quiet. Even Jessica Audifred was quiet for the most part. I'm like, did you get a noise violation? Like, why?
We're
Can
in
we
the
just
desert.
turn up the bass about 400 notches, please? Like, that was really, really strange this year, I think.
Yeah, and it would take a while to realize it. Somebody did post in the Reddit that I don't know the guy afterwards, but somebody did break the speakers.
At which stage? All of
at-
them?
All of them?
Because
What? All of them?
it was kind of a problem. The fact I could hear the singers over the music
Yeah.
is
make any
alarming.
sense.
No. Anyway, sorry. So which stage? Who was it?
It was Cosmic Meadow, and he blew out the right, like if you're looking at the stage, he blew out the right side speakers, because then when the next guy went up, he was talking, and it did what my mic does. It was crackling. But
Every stage did that. Every DJ couldn't figure out. I don't think you saw, but like multiple
voices were
people.
low.
No, you couldn't hear anything. It was as if they didn't turn their volume up, or their mics weren't working. Like you could see them like blah 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 blah, and we're not responding. So then they like grab another mic, turn it all the way up. Like it was unhinged
Yeah.
chaos for the audio. Like I don't know what they need to fix something because it
It's
was
like
not
they
it.
plugged the wrong cords in. Like they forgot to turn on the mic and they plugged that just like this.
And they
You know,
turned
we
the
all go
volume all
through
the
it.
way down.
We need more echo.
Anything. Anything would be better. I have no voice because I was the entertainment. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be I shouldn't have to do this.
It's like an emo night. I'm like, this was such a great idea, and everybody like knew the songs. I'm like, this is great. This is also a millennial trap. Like, if they want to get us all in one area and take us out, this is it. But then I felt like it was a job, and I was like, oh no, like I didn't warm up. I don't know how to do this. Um, how do the words go? Okay, okay. I know this. I know this. I can do this. And I always feel bad too, those videos where it's like, don't forget not to sing while you're recording because you're so close to your phone that you're gonna get your like bad voice on it. I'm like, yeah, we really gotta work here because there's gonna be no sound on these videos and we gotta work together. 5, 6, 7, 8.
It was
Okay, let's
bad.
go.
It was really bad. I was no. Zeds Dead merch. Versace stole it.
Straight up. Ripped
Just
it.
straight up. It was from 6 years ago, and it's very clearly stolen. They announced it on Twitter yesterday, I think. Just go look at it. It's not great.
It's clearly, and what I wonder is this AI? Were they like, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and
It's Versace.
it pulled like that's what I'm like. What are you doing? Are you using AI that's just going to go off of old modeling, or did somebody let it go? I don't know. This is 6 years old. These are not the same.
These are some
audience."
random DJs that no one's going to know about.
It's like me being like, oh, no one's heard of him.
Is that Zed? No.
That's it. Different.
Well, that's that. And then the other one for iPhone storage. So, iPhone storage problems for me is apparently an issue. I learned so much. So, I have 2 terabytes of iCloud storage, but having iCloud storage, the best way that Avery, aka ChatGPT, described it is that iCloud storage is a mirror, it's not a storage closet. So,
Oh.
it cannot hold anything. It's just going to keep. I don't know if you heard Cookie crying,
Puppy.
but iCloud storage is not going to keep anything that's not already on your phone. It's only a mirror. It's not a storage. So there's no reason for you to have the 2 terabytes, except
Waste.
they only the iCloud storage goes up to 200, and after that it's 2 terabytes. There's nothing in between. So once you max out 200, which is what I did, you can't use any of the extra space because again it's not a storage. There's no way to turn it into storage. It's completely useless. So and the only things that you don't have to pay for is Google Photos, sort of. So I already had Google Photos. Apparently I didn't know this. And I got this makes the math is not mathing. So I took all of my photos and I was just like, I'm going to reduce them all down. And it said that I had like half of my storage was in photos basically on my phone. I have like 128 gigs or something like that. In Google Photos, you get 100 gigs. So I was expecting to max it out. I'm not even close. I'm a quarter. Not even close.
What?
Yep. And then what's nice about Google Photos is when you upload them, there's a little button you can click that will say like, make room on my phone, and it will delete all of the photos for you. Now you have to go into your recently deleted and actually delete them, but Google Photos actually keeps an automatic storage as well. It's through the cloud. So it will do it over cellular or otherwise, but it backs up immediately once it's all backed up. So like if I take a screenshot, it's going to be on there. Everything's going to be on there, which is nice. It also has a lot more storage. I'm not paying for it, I don't think, unless I am, because I've had Gmail forever and I probably have like 50,000 email. I don't know, something
right.
crazy in there.
It's like $1 or
Yeah, it's like
something.
$1 exactly, and I'm not even close. So I'm just going to use that from now on. I'm only going to keep like photos of my dog and whatever on my actual iPhone, but Google Photos, the other one that you can use is Amazon Photos, but the problem with a lot of them is that they're limited based on videos. you can't upload like more than 5 gigabytes of videos in total, not at a time, in total. So any videos is a problem, which for me is not going to work because I take a lot of videos at the festivals and things. So, but yeah, so that's my whole thing is to get Google Photos, put all of your shit on there, and then delete it from your phone, and then you have so much space.
And it works. It works for an iPhone. You don't have to have an Android. It'll like delete them from your device, even though you have an iPhone.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yep.
that feels very tidbitty. I can't
Yep.
think of the right word.
Yeah.
Man, and your apps. That was the crazy part, is that your apps were taking up so much room, and you deleted like the Insomniac app.
I literally offloaded all of I took the weather app off. I took all of them. You're like, can you get the Uber? And I'm like, I have to re-download it, but I can get it. Like and then it rejected me, and then my credit card got stolen anyways. And a whole fucking thing.
You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Dead Sober Podcast. Don't forget to check out our podcast on iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube. And you can find Fluffy at FluffyDragon0_0 and Rave Bay Melissa at rave.baebay.melissa, Melissa, on TikTok and Instagram. Tune in next week for our next episode on Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.